Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of time and just kind of talk you through the payroll project, how I would get started, and hopefully clear up any type of confusions just by walking through some of the instructions and then how to fill out the Excel forms that I have for you to do. So first, let's just kind of get an overview of what I've provided. I think that'll kind of give you a little bit of a help. Hopefully you may want to pause and just kind of glance and read through some of the items and then as we discuss this. So one of the first things here, we're going to have 4 employees, and these guys are going to be paid on a monthly basis. So that's a little bit different than some of the ones, the payroll homework that we've done. We've done quite a few where they were paid weekly. This one, just so it's easier for us, we're going to do it monthly. And we're going to start October 1. Now, that doesn't mean the company started then. The company's been going all year. And the people have who are working have been working, and you can see when they started. I've given you all of their payroll information and all of the balances for this company up through September 30th. That was the last day of the old accountant. The old accountant did a pretty good job. There were a few things that the old accountant didn't do well, and we'll see that as we go. But that we can pretty much trust the balances. The company rate here is 3.5%, and we're going to use the Indiana withholding rates. The only thing we're not going to have on this one is we're not going to have county taxes. So that's just one item on your template that you can just kind of leave gray if you want. Leave it grayed out because we're not going to do it. All right, so we've got our 4 employees. The Larry here is obviously the head honcho. He makes by far the most money. And I tell you, for federal income tax purposes, we need to know if they're single or married. I tell you when they were hired, because this will come into play for their year-to-date taxes. So with this one, on all of our other payroll templates, we had prior pay, and we maybe had like 45 prior pays if it was paid weekly. This one, we're actually going to need to have 3 different prior pays, because these 2 guys are going to have 1 prior pay from the beginning of the year. Martha is going to have a prior pay that's different from them, and then it's also going to be different from Nancy, who started a month later. So Nancy's prior pay will just be 1, just this past month, and then October would be her 2nd month. Martha will have 2 prior pays. Medical premiums, flexible spending, they're going to have that. All right, so then I go through and I tell you all the items to put on your payroll register, other items that are deducted. And then towards the end of each employee, I tell you about their W-4 and give you ideas of what you need to do to figure up their federal withholdings. You'll want to do all the calculations right in Excel so I can follow along. You can do it in one big long formula, or you can do it in different formulas. However, it helps for you to visualize it, but make sure I can find it easily and that I can follow your steps, because I want to see, especially if you submit it to review, I don't want to just mark it wrong. I want to go in and be able to tell you where it's wrong. So I've given you everything you need for the employees. The only thing that's going to be a little odd here is, as of November 30th, Martha is let go. So in December, she will not appear as current wages, but you can still have her on there as prior wages, but there just won't be any current wages for December. All right, one of the last things, but before we get into the actual instructions here, is we're going to have a separate 2 journal entries to show the employer also pays extra for the 401k, into the 401k of the participants, and they also pay into the medical premium insurance. And so those are going to be extra expenses that when we do journal entries, we're going to need to tack those on at the bottom. Okay, so you're going to be using your Excel template. That's what I would use, and I'll go through how to set that up in just a minute or 2. We're going to be doing the Excel template for October, November, and December, doing a payroll register for all 3 of those. And then, so we're used to doing that. We're used to doing the payroll journal entries. So that's why I say that you can start this project and get a good start on it, even as early as week 3. the end of week 3. There's a few things you won't be able to do at the end of week 3. You won't be able to calculate the federal income tax payable quite yet, but we'll get into that week 4, just the next week. So if you are watching this at the end of week 3, you're fine to get started. You can do quite a bit, get a great head start. I put here as a little side note on your journal entries, do not include the employer's 401k and medical premiums. Do not include that as part of the payroll test. You're going to actually make that a separate expense. You're going to have their own separate expenses so we can keep track of how much we're paying into those accounts to see if that's a huge expense for us, or if maybe we can pay in more if we have extra money. We're also then going to be paying on the taxes that we owe. So we're going to look back to our T accounts to figure out how much do I owe when the time comes to make these payments. And then I'm going to make a payment. So on this first one here for the federal and FICA, our first payment is going to be even before our first payroll journal entry. So normally right below our payroll register, we have our journal entry. Now we're going to cut a few lines. We're going to insert a few lines in there, and we're going to have a journal entry to pay off our federal withholdings and our FICA taxes. And those are going to be based on the opening balances that I provided from September 30th, because they're going to be based on the September payroll entry, not the October. The October and the September are not going to have the same numbers. I made them different on purpose, just so you don't use the same numbers. That was one of the main reasons I did that. State withholdings, notice here, we're going to not pay that every month. That one's going to be paid once we get into the November tab. So it's paid every 2 months. We're going to look back to our trial balance, keep track of these. 401k, we're going to pay that November 15th. We're also going to pay our medical premiums. Our FUTA and SUTA, we're not going to pay that until we get into January when we file our Form 940. Because with only 4 employees, we're not going to come anywhere near the $500 that we talked about that you'll see if you haven't gotten there yet in the week module 6 or week 6. So we're never going to pay off those accounts this year, this seasonal year here, or this calendar year. You're going to see this in the Excel sheet that I have. We're going to actually create a checkbook register where we're going to pretend that we actually wrote out the check, and we're going to write down check 500 because that's the first check I tell you to use. Check 500 and what the amount was and who it was to. And I give us the first one here. When we write the check to the federal withholdings and for FICA, we're going to actually write out the check to the Department of Treasury. And then all the other checks are either going to be to the individual when we actually write them their payroll check, or here are the other company names that I want us to write the check to. We're going to create an updated trial balance at the end of each month so I know exactly what I owe going forward or how much I have expensed moving forward. There are some balances that aren't going to be affected, things like capital retained earnings. I'm going to give us those, and they're going to be the same for every month. They're not going to change. The only things that are going to change is the ones that you've done in your journal entries. And then to finish out in December, you're going to have some different items to complete. So in the December tab, it's by far the biggest tab. You're going to have W-2s to fill out for each employee. This we cover in module 5. So if you're not there yet, you'll see how to do that. Also in the December tab, we're going to do 941. You should already know how to do that by the end of module 3. And then in module 6, we cover the form 940, and you're also going to complete that in the December tab. Okay, so those are our instructions. Now let's look at what I give us and then how I would start this if I were you. So first, what I want to do is just show you what I give you and then show you how I would start. First thing that I give you is I give you a real bare bones template. I wouldn't use this. There's no reason to. I would use the one you've already made and have all your nice formulas in. There's no need to redo it. You're going to have to make a few little changes here and there to your payroll template maybe, but no reason to redo everything. So you can see it's set up very similar to how we already have. The only thing you're going to do, we got our journal entries down here, how I want you to have them. One of the things you're going to need to do is insert into your template a prior journal entry even before the normal October 31 with the payroll. You're going to want to show me those taxes that you're paying. And then you'll want to just basically copy and paste this. Copy and paste this check register red area into your template. So let's look at that. So what I would do is I would bring up, this is my updated template from module 3. And let's go ahead and unprotect it. Oh, not that. Review, protect. Don't want to, here we go, protect sheet. I'm going to unprotect it. Nope, I don't want to protect it. All right, sorry, let's start this over. All right. I don't know why I can't, I thought oh, maybe I can't type. Okay. One thing I don't know why, oh, protect sheet, I want to unprotect it. Here we go. What I would do first is I would have 3 different tabs, and this would be, call this October, call this November, and this December. For October, and then we're just going to take this, Control C, copy it, put it into November, and then do the same thing for December. Control C. Okay, so now I've got a payroll template set up for the 3 months. I don't have to use this guy here. For the October payroll, things that I would change just right away, and maybe you'd want to do this actually before you copied them. I forgot to do that. But our prior wages, our prior pays, we're going to want to have a couple of these. So we're going to want to have, well, one thing we're also going to need to do is we're going to need to insert a new column. And I wouldn't do it here. Well, you can put it here, just not on the total one. I need to insert because we're going to have 4 employees. And then whatever this cell is, I'm going to want to drag it all the way, this row. Anything that's in that row, I'm going to want to highlight and then simply just drag down. And that's going to help me. That's going to hopefully figure out if I did everything right on my template. I might have to recalculate this guy here. My current FUTA wages are still at 0. I haven't calculated those out. But everything else, let's just do a spot check here. H3, and then that should be H4. Yep, that's good. Let's check like Social Security, J3, J4, that looks good. So now I can have my 4 employees. I'm going to want to put our employees were Larry and Keegan. They're going to have the same prior pays. So let's go back to, we're going to have to, so before you even go through and do what I just did, you may want to even start a new template. Let's go ahead and tweak everything we need to in the October one, and then we'll copy and paste it over in November and December. So we're going to do everything we want to do. I guess we can just keep it here in the December one. But we'll go ahead and just keep, and then we'll copy, we'll just go backwards. So we're going to have employee 1, employee 2, might as well go ahead and put their names in. That's not going to change. So we got Larry, Keegan, Martha, and Nancy. We've got Larry and Keegan prior pay. And I'm going to make this, I'm going to do a wrap. And I'm going to simply just take this cell and bring it over here. And then for these guys, whenever I reference, I want it to reference this cell for Larry and Keegan, and it's already going to do that. It's going to take B7. And these two, it's going to take B7. And these two, it's going to take B7. Now, when I get down to Martha, and I do Martha prior pay, I want this to wrap. And I put in her yellow box. I want this. I want Martha's to change. I don't want Martha to be B7. I want Martha's B7 to actually be D7. And then this is going to change, or that's not going to change, but this guy's going to change over to B7 or D7, and this one's going to change to D7. And then we're going to have Nancy prior pay. Nancy prior pay, and Nancy is going to be referencing this yellow box. Nothing here, but this one, yep. And this one. Okay. Now for December, having the Form 941 on here, that's good. That's what I want. I'm going to have to update. This is going to be updated because we're not going to necessarily hit the cap in these. So that's why we have this out here. We're going to need to add a new employee out here to the side. So this whole column is going to need to be moved over. We're going to need to put in for our last employee. Make this a yellow. Make sure we get all of these filled in. I'm not going to fill them in now, but this would be our employee number 4, Nancy. And then something else that I'm going to need to do is for all of them, I'm going to need to pull these guys down. I'm going to need to pull my journal entries down to have room. So let's at least come down, I would say 5 or 6 lines minimum, because we're going to have our taxes being paid up here. And then the only other thing that I want to do before I copy these over is I want to go back to what I provided to us. And I want to copy this entire checkbook register. Control C, and I want to put that, let's put it pretty close, because I know we're going to get close into our 941. So make sure you have enough rows that you don't start copying over. So you're going to need, let's see, at least, and you could take out a row or two if you need, you don't have to use, so like I have an extra couple rows here. You could come over here and move this total column over 1 or 2, or just make sure you have enough room in here to copy and paste all of this. Obviously I didn't. I need to redo this because I just cut into my check figure and it looks like I cut into this. So that's what I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to come in here, and where this little gap is, I'm going to just move these guys over. Yours probably won't have a gap. I was just tinkering around with this earlier. That's why there's a gap there. All right, so I'm going to hit Control X, and I'm going to simply move this over to here. See how nice and neat that is now? Much better. Takes up a lot less room. Now I'm going to copy and paste. And let's make sure we're at least over into row G. And before I do that, I think I'm going to go ahead and insert in. That's going to mess up some things up here, but I'm going to need that extra room. So let's insert not copied cells. We need to insert rows or columns. I don't want copied cells. So I got to come over here, take this out, hit escape. Now, insert. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, yeah, that's okay to have that extra in there. Now I'm going to copy and paste this. Checkbook register. Now that I have I have a little more room. So I'm going to make sure I come down here again that I'm outside of this. So I start in row G. Yeah, now I got room. Now I don't hit line 16 and I don't hit my check. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I've got pretty much it how I want it set up going forward. So now I'm going to recopy the whole thing. Control C, go into November, go up to the top cell and hit Control V. And now my November is going to be good. Go back to December, Control C this again. And October, go up to the very first cell, hit Control V. And we are good. The only thing I want to change now is everything is set up fine. I want to go over here and for October and November, I want to take away the 941 because we're not doing a 941 in November and December or in November, October and November. So anything dealing with the 941, I'm going to take it out. And then also while leaving it highlighted, I'm going to get rid of the colors because there's nothing there and get rid of any of these lines. So how to do that is I just come over here for borders and then click on no border. So it looks like I missed one column. So I'm going to come up here, highlight these guys, and delete. So I think I've got everything out of the 941. Yep. And I want to do that for October and November only. So form 941, I think I was at least over a couple. Yeah. Go all the way over and do the same thing. Delete, take out the color, and take out any lines. So now if you look at it, everything should be blank. And it is. December, I want to leave that. I want to leave the 941 for December because I'm going to actually use it. Okay, now the other things that you're going to want to do to get set up is for December. You're going to want to then add in your W-2 and your 940. No need to recreate everything. Just copy and paste what I have. And it's okay if this one is out of order. If you put this one, you put the W-2 for second and the 941 first. That'll be just fine. Let's copy and paste just the W-2 information. Control C, we're only going to put this in December. So I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to start my W-2 here. Oh, I'm going to redo it. Control C. And then I'm going to copy and paste form 940. Control C. And put that a couple more rows out to the side. The last thing that I would do as you are taking all of my information and putting it into your templates is add in the trial balances. So you're going to take this October 31 TB that I have set up, Control C, and put it in, and then call this October TB. And then I would also put in, as I do, I would put in your opening TB. your opening trial balance. So let's copy this. Because when you are either A, doing T accounts to keep track of your that's probably the best way to do the T accounts. You will maybe want to reference back to these numbers. Or if you're really good at Excel, you could just skip the T account and go federal withholdings is going to be my opening balance here minus whatever I paid, because I'm going to have a journal entry right here that shows that I paid on federal withholding. So maybe it was this cell that minused it. And then add in my federal withholdings here. And then that's going to give me an updated balance for my federal withholdings. That's one way you can bypass doing the template if you link everything where it's supposed to go. But that's that you got to know what you're doing to do that. Sometimes, a lot of times, the T accounts are just the easier visual. You're going to do the same thing for November and December. Have trial balances for those. You're going to copy and paste them over from what I have. Okay, I think that's everything to help you get going, get started. Remember, check with your instructor, check with the syllabus. If they allow you to review, use those reviews. The best time to review, I think, is go ahead and get through October. All the calculations and everything to do with October's register, and then submit it for review to make sure you're on the right track. Do a couple of the changes that are on there, and then do the rest. Go through and complete November and December and the forms, and then submit it again for a second review. Again, to be able to do that, you're going to have to start before week 7. You're going to need to start in week 3 or 4. Probably submit it for your first review at the end of week 4, after you have figured out how to do federal income taxes and how to figure that amount. That would be the best time to begin to submit for review. All right, I hope that helps. I hope this really begins to bring everything together that we've done in this class. With that, the only last thing you have is to review for the final exam.